Hello. Hello there, welcome to Fulcrum and the Force. I'm Jim, this is my channel dedicated to everything Star Wars. And happy 2023, everybody. We're in the future. Who knows what's going to happen? It's probably going to be much the same as, a few days ago when it was 2022. But still, we can be positive and look to the future and hope that it's going to be good. First video of 2023. It was always going to be a lightsaber review to start the year off. And obviously, it was also going to be a lightsaber review from Padawan Outpost. A little thing's just going to come up there, tell you their website and everything. The other thing is I am actually wearing my Return of the Jedi Endor-inspired Padawan Outpost t-shirt designed by me, available over on their website, where you can get this t-shirt, even this crystal, this lightsaber, a bunch of other stuff. And if you use the code Fulcrum, then you'll get 5% off your order. I mean, it's all good, right? Everything's all good. All exciting stuff. There are more things coming from this. I've done the original trilogy so far. I am currently working on the prequel trilogy. So hopefully they'll be up at some point soon. I've still got a lot of work to do on them. But yeah, so then we'll have all the ones from the prequel trilogy, and then I'll start on others, I'm sure. But let's get into the review, shall we? I've had a few people in the comments ask me to check this saber out, so I was like, you know what, it's about time I actually brought it home, had a look at it properly. You've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the intro, whatever it was I did for the intro, and I'll record those later behind the camera. It's the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor saber from Kenobi / Rebels, whatever series you want to make it from, that's what it's from. They're both pretty much the same. It's a very cool looking saber, just like this, but it does open to give you the full ring as well, which is really cool. It's actually a really nice little touch that you can go with the half and then open it out to go full ring. Because it's so shiny, it is a fingerprint magnet, I will say that. As you'd expect. Look how shiny it is. But look how cool it looks when it's all open up. And then you've got all the detailing on the inside of the hilt. This is a really cool saber. It's an interesting saber to hold, because when it's open like this, you don't get full range of movement. As you'd kind of expect, you are being trapped by this. You can probably do your figure eights with it for sure, but there are certain elements where it's gonna. So you just go to the half, and then it's pretty much exactly like a normal saber. It's very, very cool. I'm going to get up close. You're going to see a bunch of fingerprints. Don't steal my identity or anything, But you've got the emitters there, and then it goes to the spikes, and then the big ring, and then the grip here, which is quite nice. These aren't just detailing; these are actually raised. If you can see in there, they're actually raised, so it actually makes a really nice grip. And then you've got the emitter, the other side too. These bits aren't too sharp. They're not like crazy sharp that you're going to injure yourself. They're made to look sharper than they actually are. Now, we're getting a lot of this currently, dual-bladed sabers with a single core, and I'm a big fan. So you can see the button right there, along with the recharge port, the USB-C recharge port, but there's only one button because this saber doesn't split in two. This one button connects to two PCBs in the emitters here, so that this one button controls both blades, which I'm a big fan of. If you've seen some of my other videos where it's two sabers together, the gesture controls doesn't always work properly, because technically when you're turning one way, you're turning the other one the opposite way. So when it's a single core like this, everything you're doing gesture-wise works for both blades. And I really like that. We had that in the Maul I recently reviewed. That was a single button setup with double emitters. And also there's a new Savage hilt coming from Padawan Outpost that has the same setup. And that's a full staff. In fact, checking the numbers on that, that's probably the biggest staff that they're going to have, because it's got like hooks on it. It's big, but it's still only one button. So you still get to deal with both sides with the one button, which I really, really like. You can do that in staffs that don't split in the middle, don't become two. And I like the fact that they're leaning into that more. It's very cool. But I'll have a review on that once it's out. But let's put some blades in this and see what it looks like all together. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what it looks like. So there you go. Like I said, the one button deals with both blades. I'm going to pull back a bit. My voice is going to get quieter. Just so you can see what it looks like. So there we go. With the 28-inch blades in there, it actually doesn't feel huge. It's very hard to spin with the... You can do it. You can get to it. Which is pretty... So yeah, you can definitely spin with it, especially with 28-inch blades. Let me get closer again, so you can see what it looks like close up with the blades in. I mean, it's so cool. It's a really cool, unique saber. Like I said, this is just baselit, but it does have, because it's the RGBX, it does have gesture controls. So you can like turn it on and turn it off with the gesture controls. And it works with both hilts, both blades. So that's very, very cool. I really like that. Obviously, you've still got the single button you can press and reacts on both sides, which I think is really cool. Like I said, I really like the fact that it's a single button and it can do that. And then obviously when you've got it folded down, it's almost like a different saber when it's folded. It's ridiculously cool. It's still a very big saber, but with the 28s, doesn't make it as big. And I think that's because it's not a huge hilt. It's really not. Like, distance-wise, it's a single gripped saber. It's a single wield saber. And that's where I think it maybe doesn't quite hit the accuracy as much. I do really like this hilt. I'm a big fan of it. I think it looks beautiful. Accuracy-wise, I think it's a tad small. It's been done that way to kind of keep the overall size down, which is totally understandable because you've not only got the grips, but then you got the two emitters. And then the blades. So, to keep the size down, they have made this a single grip. The actual versions of it, I think, not massively different, just ever so slightly bigger. This D-ring is probably, I would say, more like that, sort of to there. But then that's where things become unwieldy when it's like that, because then if you've got a massive circle, probably there to there, all of a sudden that becomes huge. So I think, it's one of those trying to get it right and as close to realistic. I mean, they're not real. So trying to get it as close to realistic is quite difficult. But it's that trade-off between realism and usability. And I think this is a good trade-off, actually. I think it's a really, really nice saber. It's a really nice size. I'm okay with it not being totally accurate because I think what they've done works well. Obviously, in the Rebel show, when this is open, this is where things get crazy. And this part actually spins. Like, the emitters and everything spin. They actually use it like that as a helicopter and fly about. This doesn't spin. I wouldn't expect it to spin. The amount of The amount of work to make this spin is probably near impossible because it's all lit up while it spins. So I don't think it's actually possible to make this spin ever. Someone's going to prove me wrong, and I hope they do. That would look super cool. But just know that, like, that's the part from the cartoon show. That's not going to work. They never put it in Kenobi, so that's never going to be a thing. But it's a really, really nice saber. Like I said, it's a fingerprint magnet, but I do like it. It's super cool. I wish there was a way I could just like put it on my back. I'm sure I could figure something out. But yeah, that's the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor from Padawan Outpost, or I think it's the INQ1, the Inq1 from Padawan Outpost. I'd like to see them make LGT make different versions of this for each of the different Inquisitors, because they all have quite different sabers. But there's a good chance that they might do that now that we're getting obviously a new Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor game, where I'm sure we'll meet more Inquisitors and they'll have different hilts. So that would be cool. But there it is, all in its lovely, lovely glory. Very cool, very nice, very shiny hilt. I like unique, different hilts, and I think this is dope. So that's it for this video. It might be a bit long. I thought I'd treat you, as it's, you know, New Year and all that. But I will be reviewing more stuff. There's a lot of new stuff coming from Padawan Outpost, so I'm definitely going to jump on and review those. The Savage is definitely on my list because it looks beautiful. But yeah, that's it for this video. Until next time, don't forget, we are one with the Force, and the Force is with us.